Howdy, Tank Kelly here. Anybody that's clicking on this for the first time, I'm a lease operator. I own my truck and trailer and I lease to a company. I haul flat deck freight around Western Canada. My truck, just got it back. We did I didn't do it, I paid somebody to do it, but they did a in-frame rebuild of my engine. We started blowing some oil out the breather, so it was down for an in-frame. I've been down for basically the month of October, which is okay. I mean, hey, when you rely on a piece of machinery to make your living, you got to be ready to roll with the punches, you know what I mean? And this face, it can take a punch, I'll tell you that right now. Sure is shiny. There you go. She's rebuilt. All rebuilt. And cleaned. Wow, fancy. Let's go on the expensive side here. Well, it's all expensive, but let's go on this expensive side here. New EGR. That's new. A new turbo. New manifold. And then pistons and sleeves and oil pickups. A new oil spinner that I bought. Yeah. Looking good. Looking good. Still haven't figured out a cure for this stuff yet, though. These light covers, I tell you what. I'd fire that engineer that came up with that idea. Fancy. Well, the sun's still shining, there's no snow on the ground. Let's do another double check here. Gonna need a fuel filter. New head, new sleeves, no pistons, new air filter, so I don't have to do that, so that's good. That's usually my November maintenance I do, is an air filter. I had the water pump replaced when we did the rad. Yeah, huh, just looking around. She's all broke in, all been on the dyno, everything. Ready to roll. Well, we're hard at her. The boys here are 2 forklifts. Looks like we're gonna put 58,000 pounds on me all at once here. Oh boy. How many we got there? I'm getting 9. So maybe 2 lifts, I guess. Wish me luck. Truck's running really good. Let's just see what we got going on here. Accident scene, it said, or tow truck. Who hit the ditch here? Who hit the side of the road here? Or the side of the mountain? This truck's running really good. Holy shit, did somebody go off the road? Oh boy. Lake is looking good today. Oh, stay on the road, buddy. Tow truck! Somebody went off the road. Well, it looks like they did something here. Might have crashed right here. Yeah, that's what they must have done. Everything's gone already. Yeah, they just picked up all the stuff. Load of lumber. So the truck that crashed is gone. They crashed right there. They just fixed the road, fixed the ditch, and loaded up all the lumber. So, huh? Another one bites the dust. A little bit of Mom Nature's car wash happening here. I don't know how, but winter just kind of snuck up on us here. Some days, you know. You people that live in warm climates, you got no idea. No idea. You know, you open up your door and you go outside and you see this white stuff. It's not always the best for the mental health, you know what I mean? Well, we came through all that schmutz there. But around here, she's pretty beautiful. Here's how it looks on the trailer. Got the chains across the front, just to prevent it from sliding ahead if for some reason I had to slam on the brakes. That was a nice simple trip. Just taking her home, and we'll take the weekend off. It's later in the week here, so we'll take the weekend off. Back at it. It's been nice. Just driving. But the problem is you think too much. This stupid driving, thinking, all that good stuff. Next week I think I'm gonna have to get some rubber. Going through the snow. The tread's not too bad, but I don't want to push it too much longer, right? Went through all that snow. I was able to clean up some of the old oil we got on here, but I'm gonna have to hit a car wash here next week, I'm thinking. So yeah, let's go home. Okay, we made her home. It is very, very windy out right now. Let's just see. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at the trees here. Look at them trees, them willows, they're gonna lose all their leaves. So yeah. So, truck's done. For anybody that wants to know, just gonna be straight up honest with you about what an engine rebuild is worth on a DD16 Detroit Diesel 16 engine. All in all, it came out to $36,000. So, yeah, it's you know, I was a little worried that it was going to be a lot more than that. I was predicting a lot more, but they didn't find anything wrong with the block, so they didn't have to take the whole engine out and send the block away to get machined. The sleeves were showing just normal wear and tear for this many kilometers, so yeah. So it was exactly not 36, but it was 35,994 and 59 cents or something like that. So the one thing that you got to think about if you want to own a truck is that, you know, you got to keep that money put away, and you know, you got to worry about your downtime. But you're not just worrying about the month that you're off, because you're already getting paid for that. So just between you and me, where I currently have my truck leased on to, there's a 60-day holdback. So, you know, you work all of September and you don't get paid till the end of October. So it's a little tight, you know, so you got to remember that if you ever want to go and lease a truck. Some places are like that. So, you know, one thing I have to think about as well is that I did 2 loads, I think, in October. So this started acting up, I believe it was October 3rd, on my way back from a trip from the coast. So I basically, and then I shut it down, and we had to wait a couple weeks for the mechanic to find room, right, to fit me in. And then it took them another week to get it done. And then all of October was done. I just did a trip here at the end of October. I did it on the 30th. But because there's a delay in the delivery time, I won't be able to deliver until November. And you only get paid for loads you deliver, so that won't be on October's revenue. So, as it stands, I won't be getting another paycheck until December 31st. So yeah, you got to think about that stuff. Like, that's crazy, right? Sure you want to be your own boss? As a lease operator, or even as an owner operator, it'd be even tougher, because now, you know, if you did all this yourself, chasing all your own customers and stuff, it's even harder, because now try to keep those customers while you're off for 3-4 weeks. And yeah, you could have go, you know, and I played all the scenarios out. I looked at truck rentals. Well, I was getting quotes. I kid you not. I was getting quotes anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 a month to rent a truck, plus 15 to 17 cents a kilometer. So every kilometer I drove, they charged me an extra 15 or 17 cents, depending on who I was talking to. And I didn't think it was just worth it. You know, the amount of money I could have made, you know, or the wear and tear, you know, I guess I could have kept the revenue going. That's what it would do, is keep the revenue going. Maybe could have kept the paycheck going. But, you know, I've been lucky enough and blessed that I've been able to save some money. So, you know, I'm thinking that should help us get through, you know. So that's one thing you got to think about. You're not just thinking about your downtime. Your downtime now affects the future if you're an owner-operator. Now, or a lease operator. So I lease my services onto a company, which I prefer. I've been the other way. I've chased my own freight. And by that I mean doing your own cold calls, having your own customers, and then, you know, that's got its, and having your own insurance and your own registration, your own authorities. Been there, done that. Still have the authority. I could activate it anytime. But this is just what I prefer. They look after the IFTA. They look after chasing the money. So if the money is 90 days before they get paid, that doesn't matter. I still get paid in 60. Chasing after the money, you know. Group insurance, which is a huge one going forward. Getting your own insurance, it's a hefty cost. So if you got more trucks involved into that insurance group, you know, you get a better rate, you know. Registration is through them, bunch of other stuff, and they don't take a big percentage, so that's good. So that's why I choose to do it this way. But also at the same time, then, you know, there are some faults to it. You gotta wait 60 days to get paid for something you did 60 days ago. That's a little tough. But that's the way the world works, unfortunately. In this trucking game anyway, which is the only game I really know, is that when you submit an invoice as a trucking company to another company, you're lucky if you get it in 30 days. You're blessed if you get it within a couple weeks, which some major companies are going to. But majority of the time, 30 is the best scenario. 45 is, I'd say, about 70% of the time, and then the rest is like 90 days, 60, 90 days. Oh, 90 days for those bad customers. Those are the guys you don't want to do a lot of work for. So that's where we're at. So yeah, but we're into her now. We're back at her. We've got a rebuilt motor, an in-frame as they call it. But if you have the same thing, yours might not cost as much as mine did. Of course, they found a crack in the turbo housing. They found a crack in the manifold housing. And my EGR was plugged full. So those three things you don't always have to replace when you do an in-frame. So the turbo, I think, was $3,300. And this is all in that funny monopoly money called Canadian. The manifold, I think the manifold was only like $700 or $800. I'd have to go look. I can't quite remember. And the EGR was another $3,300. So, you know, it could have been about $7,000 less than what I got charged. So it could have been in the high 20s to in-frame the motor, which would have been just, I think that is reasonable for an in-frame to keep you going. It only took them 42 hours. I don't know. Seems pretty good. So, food for thought. But now we gotta no more relaxing. I mean, we're good. We're ready to go. Time to go trucking. Get all these trade agreements settled. So there's lots of steel at the beach to come into Alberta, and lots of Alberta lumber to go back to wherever, Asia, China, doesn't matter. The world will always keep turning, right? There's no easy answer. Trust me, I've looked. You know, I always thought it would have been nice to have just a guy on my shoulder here, you know, on the good side, not the bad guy shoulder, but the good shoulder. You know, you say, should I rebuild this motor? And then you listen to him and he says, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Just get her done now, okay? Or you ask him, what do you think? Do you think it'd be better if I had truck payment with a brand new truck and warranty? And he would have said, well, in different scenarios, it could be more cost effective, you know? And even in life, you know? Should I beat my son with a baseball bat while because he's talking back? Beep that one out. Be nice to have a little guy on the shoulder you could ask parenting advice for. That'd be the good one. That'd be the good one. All you kids out there that think your parents are know-it-alls and all that, hey, we're all just struggling. Trying to figure it out as best we can. Even as the kids get older and the kids start having kids, you know, as a grandparent, now the grandparents are still trying to figure out how to be parents, and then they're trying to figure out how to be grandparents. That's a crazy one. And they're trying to figure out what they want to do in life, what their dreams are, and keep chasing their ambitions and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm blabbering. We're gonna go in and have some pork roast and some potatoes that we grew in our garden this year, and get ready for another Monday. November, we're heading after, hitting the road running. Well, walking fast anyway. That's what we're gonna do. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now. Hopefully it doesn't bring any snow in. I kind of like having no snow in winter. It's something else.